Hi, this is Dan Sokal from Dan Sokal Psychotherapy and Counseling. I just wanted to take a quick minute to talk about couples counseling, why you might come, what it's for, and the use of it. Couples counseling can be a collective of things. It could be premarital counseling, it could be post-marital counseling, or really far into the marriage counseling. It can be used if there's simple things that are more nuanced, like communication issues or a loop argument that keeps replaying but is becoming more and more destructive over time. Or it can come into play when a couple's at the cusp of separation because a conflict's gotten so large. Now, the intention of couples therapy is to basically find some semblance of peace and calm in the relationship, but also a sense of security and a sense of knowledge that the relationship will not end, that it will be worked through, and that there will be some elongation to it. In some circumstances, couples counseling is more about having a peaceful separation and coming to terms in that regard and settling some differences that often expand conflict. And I've had some couples come in after they've been separated or divorced to basically come to some resolution in that regard. But most of the times that I see couples, it's either premarital counseling or when there's some conflict that's really leading to what could be a possible separation. Now, what is the thing that plays out in therapy that's helpful? So basically we do a couple of things. We want to get a sense of how families collide in a marriage, how there's two different family cultures coming together. And although there may be peace and kind of the blindness in the honeymoon phase early in the marriage about it, it might start to evolve or trickle in terms of conflict when another family member impedes or imposes or has some strong opinion that could impact the marriage. It could be when there's a loop conflict that keeps playing out that doesn't really have any meaning. It seems like very surface level, but it leads to an aftermath of immense hurt where the couples can't hear each other at all, that they're just constantly feuding. So what we often do is we want to get a sense of family history, how the families have collided, how they've maybe collaborated or connected. We want to get a sense of the conflicts that play out, and sometimes we'll do what's called a situational evaluation to make a sense of the parts of the lead up and how the outcome of the conflict relates to distancing between the couple. And then what we also want to do is we want to say an understanding of what are the deeper meanings of these loops. What is the deeper sense of conflict that's playing out in maybe a regular act? The most simplistic example that comes to my head is if there's a constant argument about something like doing the dishes, or a constant argument about someone not communicating in a certain way. Then what happens is those accelerate over time, and they become symbols of the hurt, the distance, the repetitive sense of not caring about the other, not feeling what the other's feeling, not wanting to make them feel better, not trying to please them. And then it becomes about kind of defiance, retaliation, loop arguing, back and forth, and just the incapacity to hear. So what we want to do in couples therapy is bring peace back through a sense of the deeper meaning after we sift through all this stuff and try to make sense of it. But also, like a mediation, what we want to do is not let the arguments play out, but let them play out in a way where a mediatory figure can sift through and make sense and interpret some of those things that are playing out. So, I know this was a longer video. I just wanted to make sense of a couple of things in the context of some questions that arise with couples therapy. If you have any questions, don't ever hesitate to reach out, email, website, however you're comfortable with. And you could always schedule a free initial consultation via phone, or we can schedule a phone call if you're curious about what services I can be most helpful providing for you in terms of couples work. So have a great day. Thanks for listening. Hope this was helpful. Be well.